As we set up this lay-led process, we identified people on the vestry and on the Arts and Architecture Committee to talk about the various seating options available to us in the nave. A few words that kept coming up through a lot of our conversations were flexibility, accessibility, and comfort, and wanting to make sure that in whatever decision we make, that we're in alignment with those values.
I've seen many changes in my long years here at the Cathedral. Changes in liturgy, changes in music, changes in programs, changes in personnel, and also some big physical changes. Like when we put walkways from 14th Avenue up to the front doors of the Cathedral for better access, or the construction of the new Welcome Center with a walkway leading down into Memorial Hall and into the Cathedral. And just recently, in the past year, we've added a new walkway over on the Clarkson side of the Cathedral building. This walkway leads right up with a ramp to the front doors of St. Martin's Chapel. This means that for the first time since it was built in 1927, people with walkers and wheelchairs will be able to go in the front doors of St. Martin's Chapel and share the beauty of that holy place. I think that's very exciting. And then there's the Cathedral nave. Once the HVAC program is completed, we will have a beautiful, shiny new oak floor, and we will have chairs, not stationary pews. The addition of chairs gives us a mobility, which is really exciting, because it allows us to meet those with walkers and wheelchairs and find a place for them within the congregation, not shunted off to a side aisle or maybe behind a pillar somewhere. I think this gives the word inclusion a whole new meaning for us. I think it's very exciting. I'd also like to think that when you do come into the Cathedral, you'll see these beautiful chairs, and in addition to giving us mobility, you will find that they give us greater light, better sound, and I think even a clearer view of our most magnificent stained glass windows.
Chairs make it clear how many people can comfortably fit in a row without anyone getting too crowded, especially if someone comes in a little late. Not that that ever happens. Chairs also do a good job of providing people with personal space, so it's very clear where your space ends and someone else's space begins. Some people prefer to stand during prayers, some prefer to kneel. In the old setup with the pews, when the kneeler was down, it was awkward when some people were kneeling and some people were trying to pray by standing. A time or two, me being a stander, I got my toes smushed. Finally, with regard to comfort, the spacing between the pews and the old configuration did not allow a lot of room for someone who had to get up, whether to go to the restroom, receive communion, or pick up kids from Children's Chapel. The plan for the new configuration is to allow enough space for people to get up and walk in front of those who are standing or sitting in the row. This will be less invasive of people's personal space and also less distracting when someone has to get up to leave the cathedral.
Imagine, for example, taking out the chairs and bringing the tables from Dagwell Hall into the cathedral and having a huge banqueting hall where we invite people from the Capitol Hill neighborhood to join us for a community dinner, a community supper in which we reach beyond the bounds of our parish walls on a Sunday and join in a great feast that truly adumbrates the feast that Christ will call us to at the last day, in which all sorts of people, the sorts of diversity that is reflected in this magnificent neighborhood around the cathedral could join together in a true Paschal feast with one another.
I'm personally looking forward to seeing how the wilderness service could be transformed with seating configurations that change with the different seasons of prayer and the readings in the church calendar. It's exciting to think about the possibilities. While the decision has been made by the task force and the vestry to transition to chairs, the Arts and Architecture Committee is now taking the time they need to finalize the chair design and to make sure that the chairs are custom built for the cathedral. In the interim, we'll use transitional chairs in the nave until the new chairs arrive at the cathedral.